Hey guys, it's Steven from Big Wayne's Hot Takes, and I came across a very interesting take on the KD situation from a professional standpoint. So this was from a LinkedIn standpoint. Colin Cowherd has alluded to this type of logic before. It's been covered and it's kind of been well documented on YouTube. And basically it's the argument that KD's decision to join the Warriors is like a person switching jobs. A person should have the freedom to do whatever they want. If they're not happy at their current job, if it's the salary, if it doesn't give them true passion, if they're not getting along with their coworkers, they should strive for the greatness. They should go for as big as they want. And people should not hate on KD for his decision because, look, he did what was the best for him given the circumstances, and he got enough salary, and he got what made him passionate about the game, which is winning, playing with people he actually wanted to play with. So you guys are going to want to tune into this segment, especially if you're going to be free, like tonight. I suggest you listen to the whole thing because I got a whole spiel about this, and I'm going to address two main points right now. So I have the LinkedIn post. I'm going to leave it down in the description after this video, but it looks like it's not loading here right now. But basically, this guy on LinkedIn says that let's talk about startups and use Kevin Durant as a metaphor. So a lot of people are talking about KD joining an established team, like a person joining an established startups. Like, for example, if a guy is a VP of a major company and he joins Uber to better himself and then becomes CEO of Uber, does anyone hate on him? No. They respect his decision to better himself, to have a mutually beneficial relationship where he boosts his money, he boosts his fame while boosting the winning of the company. I get it. I understand that players should do what they want. But this post is about how we should not hate on KD and we should respect his decision. That makes a lot of sense, a lot of logical sense, right? So we're going around a very relatable situation. It seems pretty, reasonable, but no, it's not the same. And I'll tell you why. The number one thing is that in this post, this guy makes the analogy that a VP of sales joins Uber to make the company, bam, just take off, where it's mutually beneficial. He gets what he wants, the company gets what they want, and voila, big time team, big time success. But KD was not a VP of sales. He was only the second best player in the world, the best player on his team, unanimous MVP and leader of his team. Russell Westbrook was the second best player for pretty much all of the years, except for maybe you could debate the last year or so. So the second best player in the world, arguably, joins the best team in the world, which went 73-9. And the only reason why they lost the finals was because Curry was off, he was injured. Bogut literally took himself out of the game in Game 6 by getting injured by J.R. Smith. Couldn't do anything about it. Draymond Green got suspended. That played a factor, although I don't believe that they would have won the series if he didn't get suspended because the Cavs had the momentum regardless. But KD was no VP. Are you kidding me? He was the CEO of one of the greatest teams of that era, the Oklahoma City Thunder with Westbrook, KD, and back then they had Harden. I know they lost him, but later on they went up 3-1 on those 73-9 Warriors. And guess what? In that series, Draymond wasn't suspended and Bogut wasn't injured. Granted, Steph was a little banged up, but they were up 3-1. They had the Warriors by the throat. And Kevin Durant was leading that CEO charge of his. He was the leader of that Thunder team. And they were not a slouch. They were not the current Cavs team. They had Westbrook. They had established help. And they had a lot of talent. They even had Andre Robertson on the defensive end and Steven Adams to collect boards and score some points as well. This would be like if the CEO of Microsoft joined the CEO of Apple to become chairman, to become second fiddle to the CEO of Apple so that he could form a super tech team and destroy the crap out of the competition. Now, most people don't give a shit about who the CEO of their company is. They just care about the product, right? They care about the bottom line, is this going to be good for my business? Is this going to be good for my home? Is this going to be good for my kids, wife, etc.? But if something that big were to happen, where the CEO of Microsoft were to just cop out on his company to go to Apple, it would be all over the news. And at the very least, the corporate world would look down upon it a lot. In fact, there might be legal charges because of proprietary secrets that need to be protected. So that's the first point. But the second big point is you're missing the key component. Colin Cowherd, this guy David on LinkedIn, they think they know life. Guess what? You don't. The mechanism by which sports and businesses draw competition and draw empowerment from the consumers, draw business from the consumers is completely different. All right? For sports, competition is the product. You don't have a product without competition. You can't have a competitive and well-selling sports league. You can't have a sports league, period, if you only got one team. Can you have a cola with one company? Yes, you can. Can you have a burger with one company? I mean, it's rare. There's like probably 30 different burger spots, but yeah, you still technically could, right? If you only had McDonald's, you wouldn't die, right? With sports, if you only had one team, man, that's literally not a sport. A sport entails competition within the definition. That's what people pay to see. It's the competition they pay to see. So while we should have sympathy for KD, we should understand his plight and understand how you need to go for your best mobility, your best interests, what makes you passionate, what gets you from point A to point B, what gets you to your bottom line. Don't expect other people to just conform and roll over and say, I understand. These tickets that I paid thousands of dollars for, these season passes, I just don't give a crap about it. You know what? I just feel for KD, and screw it. Let's not have a sport anymore. Let me give you an even better analogy. The Cavs and the Warriors have met in the finals 4 straight years. God damn it. 4 straight years. Red versus blue. Every year. Guess what the cola industry finals is? And I work at Pepsi, so I would know this. Everyone with common sense would know this. Everyone who's integrated in society. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, every single year. That's pretty much the soft drink finals of at least the U.S. Those are the top 2 competitors. They've always been butting heads, and they're very, very neck and neck in terms of revenue. No one complains about it because for businesses, the product is the product, right? They want to get the best value regardless of the competition. No one's going to complain if Pepsi and Coke are the only 2 major soft drink competitors as long as they're getting a good product bottom line. Like the physical cola they hold in their hand tastes good. It feels good, and it's not toxic. It's not from like toxic fumes or something that will kill you, right? With basketball, it's different. People want to see versatility. They want to see competition because the product is not the jersey itself. The product is not the seat they sit in themselves. The product is the competition, the service that the players provide the fans out there. All right? And if you're going to make an article highlighting KD's experiences, we understand from his perspective, he's got to choose what's best for him. But that article was about how people should not be enraged over KD's choice. And that's completely false because KD puts stock into his game, but the fans do as well. Fans pay thousands of dollars to watch these finals games, thousands of dollars for season passes, millions of dollars in taxpayer money to build these stadiums, not to just watch the Pepsi Coca-Cola version of NBA because it doesn't work. What applies to businesses does not apply to sport. The product for businesses is the physical product or service you get, right? It doesn't matter what the competition is as long as the value is the best. Let me give you an example. All right, would customers rather have 30 companies vying for competition? You never know who's going to come out winning, but they have to pay $300 for this said product. Let's just say some sort of some hardware or whatever. Or would they rather just see every year Toshiba and Microsoft are competing, but they only have to pay $200? I guarantee you they don't give a crap about the competition. It's about the physical product. They easily take the $200. That's not the way it works with the NBA, because they're not producing a physical product. They're not producing, a service that's just to be used individually by you. It's a brand, it's an event. It's like a party of physical talent, and kind of like the modern day version of a gladiator, just an intense battle of athleticism, basketball IQ, and a chess match between the coaches. That's what they're paying for. They're paying for the competitive spirit of the players. So the bottom line is, we can respect Katie's decision all we want, but you cannot in your goddamn mind say that consumers can't be pissed at the product that they're receiving. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That does it for this Big Wayne's Hot Take session. I thought that wrapped up really well. And if you guys have any comments, as usual, leave it down in the description below. If you like this content, leave a like. Be sure to like Big Wayne's Hot Takes. And I'm going to post that LinkedIn description down below, and possibly post the Colin Cowherd link talking about how changing NBA teams and joining the best team available when you're already a superstar, a CEO of your team, is the same as switching jobs. Jesus, get some freaking common sense.